Hi, prayer partners. Hope you're having a good week. Thank you for your prayers. This week was a great week at First Baptist O'Fallon. Great attendance in spite of the weather and lots of decisions and folks at the altar. And it just was a good time. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for praying for the other requests I've sent out this week as well for Jim and Paula Blankenship. Paula's had quite a time with hip surgeries and all those kind of things. And then last night, I understand Jim had a TIA, mini stroke, something. I'm not sure exactly what, but he's in the hospital. So both of them in two different hospitals. So be sure and pray for the Blankenships. And Patricia Cobb, continue to remember her. Her brother David Avery passed, and his funeral is tomorrow in Windsor, Missouri. So pray for the Cobb and the Avery family. And sometimes we have those weeks like that where things are just tough and difficult to deal with. And I know in my life, it's at those times I don't necessarily need a sermon. I just need to be reminded of God's goodness, His grace, His unfailing love, even in the midst of times like that. Times when we may not see His hand, but we know we can trust Him. Uh, in Psalms 103, one of my favorite Psalms, it says in verse 1, a Psalm of David. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. And then at the end of benefits, there's a semicolon, not a period. And he begins to enumerate some of those benefits. He says there, in verse 3, he forgives all our iniquities and heals all our diseases. You say, well, I haven't got healing for my disease yet. Well, just hang on, my child. We will one day step through gates of pearl onto streets of gold into the presence of Jesus, and we will be eternally healed. I don't know about you, but I am looking more and more forward to that day every year of my life. To be in a place where there's no sin whatsoever, no curse of sin, no residual effects of sin, but just to be in the presence of God. I think that's what David had in mind as he's writing this. And then he goes on to say, he redeems our life from destruction and crowns us with loving kindness and tender mercies. He satisfies our mouth with good things so that our youth is renewed like the eagle. The Lord executes righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. Isn't that good news in a world of unfairness and all the things we have to deal with sometimes? He says he makes his way known. He made his way known to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel. He showed them his faithfulness through all of that wandering around in the wilderness after he delivered them from the slavery of Egypt. And it says, he will not always strive with us, nor will he keep his anger forever. He has not dealt with us according to our sin, nor punished us according to our iniquities. David's saying he's fair, he's just, but he's also merciful and long suffering towards us. It says in verse 11, for as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who fear him. And I love this verse. As far as the east is from the west, so far he has removed our transgressions from us. East from west. There's no way to measure it. It's an immeasurable distance. And he says when he forgives us, that's how far he removes our sin. Gone, never to be remembered again. And then he says in verse 13, as a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those who fear him. For he knows our frame, and he remembers that we are dust. Isn't that good? In other words, he's saying there, God knows we're just human beings. He knows we're made out of clay. We are just flesh and bone. We have a nature that looks to sin, that longs to sin, and loves to sin. And God knows that. He remembers our frame and that we are just dust. For as a man, his days are like grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourishes, and then the wind passes over and is gone, and its place remembers it no more. But the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him, and his righteousness to to children's children. In other words, God knows everything about me. He knows I'm just a human being. He knows I'm a man. I make mistakes. I fail. I fall. I sin. But his mercy is forever, from everlasting to everlasting, for those who fear him, and his righteousness to his children's children. To such as keep his covenant, and to those who remember his commandments to do them. The Lord establishes his throne in heaven, and his kingdom rules over all. Bless the Lord, you his angels, you who excel in strength, who do his word, and heeding the voice of his word. Bless the Lord, all you his hosts, you ministers of his, who do his pleasure. Bless the Lord, all his works, in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Isn't that good? I don't have answers for all the problems in life. I don't know why I'm going through some of the things I have to face. I don't understand why family members and friends and loved ones have to go through difficult times. I don't have a clue or an answer for those things. But I am reminded, and I know this: he loves me. He watches over me. His mercies are new every morning. He never takes his eye off of us. He's always there. He forgives us, and he removes those sin as far as the east is from the west. I don't know about you, but it's good for me just to be reminded of some of these wonderful blessings that we have from our Heavenly Father. So if you're going through a tough day, it's been a tough week, maybe a tough month, or a tough year, your Heavenly Father loves you. He has never taken his eye off of you, and his mercies are new every morning. One day, it'll be worth it all. When we see Jesus, everything will be worth it. Just wanted to encourage you a little bit this week. Thank you again for your prayers, and God bless, and have a tremendous day. Bye-bye.